Hey, everybody. How we doing? We're at 2 o'clock live, or in this case, almost 2:15 live. But we're here though. Oh, my goodness, the traffic come from teaching school and have to make it on in. Have to come on in. But let's see what we got going today. Let's see what we got going today. Pass the word. Let your friends know that we are on live. That we are on live. Let me see if I can get us going on Instagram. Get us live on Instagram as well. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. We're live. We're in living color. We used that one yesterday, but it's still good because In Living Color was a good show. I don't think it would make it now though, because some of the jokes they told on In Living Color would get people canceled these days. They wouldn't be tolerating some of those same jokes in this day and age. Some of the things wouldn't make it now. But hey, here we are. Let me make sure I tell everybody. Y'all pass the word, letting people know that we're on. I'm going to talk about why you should fire your broker. That's our topic for today. Why you should fire your broker. Fired. Yeah. Why you should fire your broker. Okay. First of all, I want to say welcome to 2 o'clock live that is running a little bit late today. I'm Arlissa, Educator2Trader, hanging out with you all this afternoon. I really try and will be continuing to try to be here at 2 o'clock each afternoon with stuff about the stock market and stuff about stock options, trying to come on live and talk to us live every single day. Let me see if we can get another light here. See if we need one more light. Like we need one more light. You know, that help a little bit. All right. What kind of things should your broker have? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so you don't miss out on subsequent videos. Coming to subsequent videos. What do you need for your broker to have? You need a broker. I actually have a little list here. Let me switch over so I can present and we can see what we actually need for your broker to have. A good broker. You need some stuff from your broker. Some things are non-negotiables in some case, and some things can be maybe it's all right if we have it, not so bad if we don't. But some things we have to have. A good broker should have a low barrier for entry. When I say low barrier for entry, I know when I first started looking at trading many years ago, you had to put in your account thousands of dollars to even open a brokerage account. So that's not a low barrier for entry. If they make it too difficult for people, that's, I hesitate to say that's a way to keep people out, but I'll say it. That's a way to keep people out. But that changed. Some other brokers came along where, you put $5 in, you were on and popping. So your broker should have a low barrier for entry. The amount of money you input into the account should not be the barrier that keeps you from trading or keeps you from using that broker. I feel like a broker should have your ability to chart or charting capabilities. Should have charting capabilities. Now, you don't necessarily have to have this in a broker because there's other places that you can chart for free. Like TradingView offers free services or free ability to chart. They do have a paid plan, but you can also chart on TradingView for free. If you don't want very many indicators, you can chart over there for free. I think Yahoo Finance also offers, I believe they offer charting as well for free. There's other places and there's probably others. I'm not trying to provide an exclusive list of all the charting places for free, but I do know that TradingView offers charting for free. You need low barrier for entry, so the money to get started shouldn't be, astronomical. You need to be able to chart. I think that's a should have, not necessarily a must have. It's a should have. All right. You should be able to do multiple account types at your broker. When I say multiple, I mean a cash account, a margin account, potentially an IRA account. There should be the ability. It would be nice if you could have more than just one type of account. Definitely at the bare minimum, you need margin and cash. We're going to talk another day about the differences between those and how the margin account benefits you. Actually, you need a margin account if you're going to trade as a seller. And you have a cash account where you can open and close all day and not be subject to pattern day trader rules. You need a broker with realistic fees per trade. Now, some brokers they say they don't charge a fee. There's a few of them that say it's fee-free trading. Well, the fees are there. You just can't see them. They're built in. It's almost like sometimes you pay at a place and they say the sales tax is built in. There's no extra tax. It's already put in there. Same thing with these fees. Even if they say they don't charge fees, there's definitely fees, because how else would they operate if there wasn't any fees? But you want one that has realistic fees. If a broker is charging, amounts that are, I won't say astronomical, but just unreasonable, you want to be mindful of what are the fees that go along with your trading. You want to know about that. And there's some brokers that have, in some cases, unrealistic fees, and you want to, be mindful of that. That's something else you should have. Low barrier for entry, charting capabilities, multiple account types, at least margin and cash, realistic fees. You really need a broker with good customer service. If you get yourself caught up in a trade or something goes on with your account that you don't understand, you need to be able to call your broker and talk to somebody about what happened. Even if your communication is online via chat or whatever, because many people are very comfortable. For me, I'm fine with chatting with the broker. I don't necessarily need to have somebody on the phone talking to me. I can get my answers, but that's me. Some people really want to talk to somebody. My husband is one who was like, pick up the phone and call them. Yep, I get it. And sometimes a call is warranted, but you're going to want to have a broker that at least has customer service, so that if you need somebody in the moment, you want to be able to reach out and touch. You want to be able to reach out and touch somebody's hand. Come on, Diana. Wasn't that Diana Rose? It was. I think this here is a must-have. This last one, I believe, is a must-have. I believe a broker must have a good paper or simulated trading ability. The ability to trade in a paper or simulated environment. There are some companies, I believe, that offer simulated trading separately, and I think you pay a fee for those. But the brokers I've used up to this point have it built in. But you don't want to get into a broker and have to go with your live money before you're ready. We teach and coach, and I encourage our traders to, we said, trade it in your sim. Trade it in your paper account or trade it in your sim before you start trading it live with your live money. You need a place to do that. You need a place to practice. Nobody jumps on the field and starts playing football in the game setting without having gone to practice. Hopefully they haven't. Sometimes they look like it, maybe, but that's not the way to do that. You need to be able to practice. Do it in your sim. Get used to the buttons of your platform. How do you enter? How do you exit? What is your strategy? And can you, make that strategy work for you in your broker? I feel like these are things that your broker has to have if you're calling them a good broker. Now, there are some brokers I have in mind. I'll tell you my top 3 in a minute. I'm going to tell you my top 3 brokers in a minute. I just think there are lots more choices now than there used to be. There used to be, just a few, the main, the big boys, if you call them. You had Charles Schwab, you had TD Ameritrade, the ones that were on the commercials. There was one more. I think E-Trade might have been. I think E-Trade kind of came along after those guys. There was one more big one I was thinking of. I might need to switch over to where I can see the comments, because I know I've got some people who will help me in the comments. What were the ones that there we go. The ones that will go back to presenting. Share screen. Come on, let me see the screens again. Look into the light, Carol Ann. Step into the light. There we go. Those are the ones I remember. I remember TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab, but another big one is coming. It's the name is escaping me at this point. But if you're thinking about which broker should you get, there are a few of the kind of popular ones, and let's talk a little bit about the ones that are popular ones. Many people have Robinhood. I actually have Robinhood. Right? I started off with Robinhood. When I first started trading, I didn't know anything about the other brokers. I was very green, and I had Robinhood because the person I was following online, the YouTube influencer I was listening to every day had Robinhood. So I used Robinhood. Again, low barrier for entry, no fees. According to what they say, there's no fees. Again, they're built in there. What Robinhood doesn't have, though, they don't have charting capability. I think they've added some charting now, but I don't think you can do lines and stuff on their charts. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. If I'm missing some of the information and you can do more on Robinhood than you used to be able to do, then let me know. Put me a comment down there. You can't chart there. Realistic fees, yes. Multiple account types, yes. Do they have good customer service? I've never needed to call them, but I don't think they have much in the way of customer service. And I know that they don't have simulated trading. I know you can't do a paper account with Robinhood. Basically, when you go into Robinhood, it is for, and I hesitate to say beginner types, because I see people who have a lot of money in Robinhood. So they're not beginners. See people who have a lot of money in Robinhood, they're not beginners. So it's not just for beginners, but the people who have a lot of money there definitely have some other resources that they're using. They're not doing all of their stuff on Robinhood. They may be placing their trades on Robinhood, right? But that's not the only place that they are. That's not the only place that they are doing any of this extra stuff. Another one that I like Robinhood because it is easy it's easy, user friendly. I do like that it's very user friendly. I don't have a whole bunch of money in Robinhood anymore because I don't really do the majority of my trading there, but I do stuff like buy and hold over in Robinhood. Oh, I like the fact that Robinhood also lets you buy partial shares. We talked about shares versus options the other day, and Robinhood lets you buy partial shares. I like that. That you can open and close. But Robinhood used to not have the whole day trader thing where you had pattern day trader, but now they do, because once they went public, they had to fall under the SEC guidelines. I sure will. I'm not sure what name that is, who the person is, because you didn't give StreamYard the ability to see your name, but I can help you buy some buy some shares and do a cover call on SoFi. Absolutely. So I like Robinhood. When I first started trading, I used TradeStation because the people I was learning with, that was the broker we were told to use. So I started using TradeStation then. And after a couple run-ins with TradeStation, they have a low barrier for entry, but in order to do the margin, you have to have at least $2,000. And for some people, that's not accessible. For many people, it wasn't a problem. But for some people, that $2,000 to trade seller stuff isn't accessible. So It doesn't really work for the community that I coach now who are beginners. I don't recommend TradeStation any longer. You can chart there. The charting at TradeStation is really nice. I learned how to chart there, so I like the way their charting is easy. They do have multiple account types. I only had one type there. I don't know if I never had or looked into a cash account there, but I'm sure they have more than one. Their fees, realistic, not bad. Good customer service, I'd go with no on the good customer service. They do have a paper or a simulated trading account, but it's not all that great. The sim account at TradeStation is quite wonky. That's not where they put their dollars when they were figuring out what to do with their money for the platform. They did not put the extra resources into the sim account. They do have one, but it's wonky. So you want to, when you're trading, I always say this, when you're using a paper or a simulated account, you're using that account to certify your strategy. You're not using it to certify the money, because in many times a sim account, it's going to feel easier, feel faster, because you're just in a sim. You're not competing against, live bodies who are trying to get in and out of options trades. But you want to be able to test out a strategy. And if you having trouble getting your things filled at all in a simulated account, then that defeats that purpose. We don't use the sim for money guaranteeing to see how much you're going to make. You use the simulated account to see if your strategy works. That's what you're doing. You're certifying your strategy in a sim account, not certifying the money. Another one that we've come across more recently is people talk about Webull. I think Webull kind of fits along the lines of Robinhood. It may be a one step or so up. Got a few other things. Webull brought some people in. I think you can chart there, but I'm pretty sure they don't have a simulated account. In Webull, you can chart, but I don't believe they have a sim. Two groups that are very similar now is TD Ameritrade or Think or Swim, and Tasty Trades. I think they were called Tasty Works before. They may be called Tasty Trades now. Tasty Trade, I think they've kind of changed their name a little bit. But the people at Tasty Trade, from my understanding, the people at Tasty Trade helped develop the Thinkorswim platform and the Thinkorswim app. So you'll see a lot of similarities between the Thinkorswim app, which is a part of TD Ameritrade, and the Tasty Trades or Tasty Works. I think it's Tasty Trade. You'll see a lot of similarities there. Tasty Trade is big for sellers and spreads, that kind of thing. They've definitely been, putting themselves out there a lot more. Again, easy to navigate their platform from what I understand, and their fees. They have a cap on the fees. If you trade a high number of contracts, there's like a cap on how much you will pay for, many brokers do a per contract fee. Tasty Trade has a cap on that. My absolute favorite, okay, I figured that was you, Miss Deborah. The absolute favorite of mine, drum roll please, is TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim. Anybody who trades with me and trades in my community knows that Thinkorswim is my favorite. It is my favorite. Now, again, I have Thinkorswim or TD Ameritrade, which is Thinkorswim is the app. And I also have Robinhood, and I still trade in both. I don't trade as much in Robinhood, but I still have it. I use it regularly. But Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade is my favorite. Low barrier for entry. When you're ready to trade in there, you do your signing up. You put in your money. You literally can put in $50 or $100. It doesn't have to be a lot. As long as you've got money in your account to cover the trade, you can go. You don't have to have that $2,000 minimum. Now, the $2,000 in a margin account, the $2,000 minimum is what allows you access to the margin money. $2,000 what gives you access to the margin money. But if your account, if you have $100 in your account and the trade you want to put on is less than $100, off you go. Thinkorswim has charting capabilities that are phenomenal. All of the Indicators people like, probably way too many, did more than you need, are all there. Their charting capabilities are very strong. Multiple account types, yes. Realistic fees, yes. And if you are paying a lot in fees, you can even communicate with them and ask them to adjust them. That was our free tip for the day. Good customer service. Yes, their customer service great, and their paper trading is really good. They also have something called on demand, which I'm going to talk about on demand on another day. But they have an on demand account, and on demand is where you can go back at whatever date and time you want in the past, and you can go back test or go back and see what was the market doing exactly on that day or during that time. It's a good way for you to back test some stuff, good way for you to go see what's going on or what was going on at that time and run some strategies if you'd like. If you want to back test certain things, like sometimes my community will go and back test like FOMC days. We'll want to go see what happens on FOMC days. If you have a strategy that you're working and you want the strategy, you want to check it. Maybe it's a first thing in the morning strategy, and you want to take a weekend or whatever and just run paper and just run on demand to see what does whatever stop do first thing in the morning. You can just reset and look at that on demand. Basically, it's like on demand with your TV. When you want to on demand and watch a show, you can on demand the market in Thinkorswim. So TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, my absolute favorite. Yes, LaShawn, they have great customer service. I really like TD Ameritrade. It's what I would recommend for anyone. Even if you have other accounts, other places, you don't have to have one broker only. You can combine brokers. You can have money everywhere if you want. I mean, really, they don't care. You put money in multiple places. That's all up to you. Whatever your pocket says you can do. Some people have their stocks, maybe their buy and hold stocks. They may have in one broker. Some people may have just their options trader in another broker. All righty. You can have multiples. You don't have to pick just one. And if you go to one and it don't work out or you don't really like it over there, run me my money. You can pull your money right back out and say, give me my money. Give me my money. All righty. Give me my money. All righty. I think I've covered the things I was going to say today. Hasn't been very long. Please look and go through. Look, we've got the Options 411 boot camp that is coming up the 18th and the 19th of July. If you want to register for that, Educator2Trader. The every day, if you want to make your profits every single day, we've got the SPX playbook using credit spreads on SPX. That's $27. We'll get you that playbook. You can run through and start making daily profits with that. We have a community, a membership, if you're interested in hanging out with us on a daily basis inside of the Educator2Trader membership. I ask that you would, go over to my website, Educator2Trader, look around, see if there's anything that interests you. I am a sellers coach. I coach sellers. All righty. Definitely interested in the options boot camp, but I have a few questions. All right, definitely. We can talk about your questions. So you put them in the comment and I can reply back or message me and we can answer. Please follow me, like and subscribe, put on the bell for our 2:00 live. All right. I believe we've covered everything. Somebody's at the door. Who is it? We've covered everything. So I'm going to see you all later. All righty. Bye-bye, everyone.